Good morning, everyone, and we want to welcome you to this seminar we are holding today on harnessing the power of cloud through COVID-19 and beyond. We here at Ronald's LLP are glad that you are on with us, and we are thankful for you this morning. So we will quickly just get into a brief introduction of who we are, and then we'll get into the presentation. So as Ronald's LLP, we are a modern professional services firm that specializes in audit, tax, and advisory and consulting services. And our clientele is diverse, covering various sectors of the market and industries, and we are able to service their every need in the areas that we actually specialize in. We are a new generation firm that is tech-friendly, and we thrive in a tech ecosystem whereby we harness the power of technology and especially cloud in this era. We are also an independent member of an independent accounting firms called BKR International. It's an association of independent firms that has about 500 offices in 80 different countries. And through that, we have a big reach of to clients and different markets, and also different expertises around places where we don't have necessarily a physical office, but we have presence through this BKR affiliation. If you look at Africa and where BKR is stationed, you can actually see from that slide the areas that we cover. We have presence in the areas in orange, and we have reached through our other affiliate and association firms in those other countries. Ronald's LLP is led by an advisory board, and this advisory board consists of senior partners and other members, and they actually do the strategic steering of the firm and give it direction and head. Also, we have a diverse team of leaders led by several partners and senior managers who are then able to lead the different and diverse teams in the various areas in helping us accomplish and deliver to you the services that you require and the solutions that you require. Our services cover various areas, and one of the areas we specialize in is tax advisory and compliance. And this is where we are able to do tax work from a compliance perspective all the way to strategic planning of this. And this will include planning, transfer pricing, international tax planning. We do tax refund processing. We act as tax agents. We also do tax health checks, and just the entire tax strategy for your organization. That is one of the things that we do around tax. Then in audit and assurance, we handle statutory or external audits. We have a vibrant internal audit function that is able then to look in at controls and what's happening within your organization, and help you both inward and outward looking, help you mitigate and plan against risk. Forensic audits, inventory audits, and information systems audits in this age of information technology. We also offer advisory services, and these advisory services will include deal advisory, corporate restructurings, financial advisory services. We do due diligences when you need a business valuation or are looking to invest in a business. We look at governance, mergers and acquisitions. So within our advisory services, we are able to handle that piece. We also manage consulting. We run consulting services, and this is where we actually house our cloud services that we offer. Accounting and bookkeeping, we handle payroll, we handle human resource and consulting. We look at also IFRS and GAAP compliance for your organization. And like I mentioned, this is where we do also bulk data reconciliations and cloud accounting, which is a key thing within the consulting service that we offer. In addition, also, when you look at the organizations that we serve, they actually surpass, they actually cut through all sectors of industry, the not-for-profit organizations, the corporates, and the trading and manufacturing organizations. When you look at financial institutions, including insurance companies, your banks and your SACCOs, and even the public sector, we actually are able to cut through all those sectors of the industry and are able to serve you and have teams that have specialized in those key different areas and sectors to give you a personalized service in there. And we always ask, why do our clients choose us? Our clients look at us because one of the things we do is, the biggest thing we do is we seek to see the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is looking at your need, looking at what it is that you require, and then being able to actually service that, to tailor a package for you that actually meets and services your needs. And seeing the bigger picture, we actually embed that in a couple of values and aspirations that we work to and we live to. Among them being contagious enthusiasm, diversity. We not only run a diverse workforce, but work with a diverse clientele. Our tech-based culture, we leverage on technology in a big way, cloud accounting, in audit. We also deploy tools like Caseware and Wingubox for payroll, quite a number of things that we are going to be seeing ahead of us. And then we also offer exceptional value. For us, it's that you get value for your money, you get good service, you get service that will enable you move your business to the next level. It's not just about complying, but it's about moving your business to the next level you want it to be. And so now I'll go into a brief introduction of some of the presenters that you will be meeting today. And our key presenters today will be Charity, who is a senior manager in advisory. She'll introduce herself a little better when she comes on. And we'll also have Jacqueline Kimotha, who will also be taking us through a section of the presentation. So at this juncture, I would also like to note that it's important we keep our mics on mute so that then we don't have interferences as we proceed with the presentation. You can actually queue your questions on the chat box. Please put all questions on the chat box. We are picking those and queuing them. And we have a couple of sessions for question and answer. And therefore, we'll be able to come back and answer those questions at those times as we progress with this. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the presentation. I'll now invite Charity to come on and proceed from this point.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I hope you're all well. It's a very chilly morning. I hope all of us are really energized to use this, to come to this session so that we can be able to interact with one another. We can be able to educate one another so that we move through this, our businesses or our companies do not suffer immensely during this COVID situation that the globe is yet to figure out. So my topic of discussion today will be fighting the lockdown through a cloud accounting solution. I think most of you can see I'm sharing a presentation on your screen. So we can all follow the presentation on the shared screen as we talk about this leveraging on cloud to be able to navigate this COVID situation. So what is the current COVID situation? This COVID has hit us while we didn't expect 2020 to turn out this way. So this year started on a very good pace. But then somewhere around March, we realized that the other parts of the globe, the economies were shutting down due to this corona thing. But then we were thinking that this COVID thing is just going to be a passing cloud. We thought that the lockdown will cost us maybe 2 weeks. We close our companies for 2 weeks. We go home. After 2 weeks, the government has sorted this thing out. We come back as if nothing happened. But now we are almost 2 months in, and no one seems to have a solution on the way forward. So based on the current statistic, we have 4.6 million positive cases around the globe and 292,000 deaths. Closer home, we have 715 positive cases, tested cases. And in Kenya, we have only tested 30,000 people. Out of a population of 40 million, we've only tested 30,000. And out of the 30,000, 715 are positive, while we have 42 deaths up to yesterday. So with that in mind, and also in the background, at the back of our mind, we are unable to stop our day-to-day activities so that we can just go home and wait out this this COVID-19 to pass away. So we have to really think about how we are going to re-engineer our processes so that our businesses and our core business can still move forward regardless of the corona situation in the country. Because truth be told, this thing, the virus, we do not have a vaccine up to date. Number two, we do not even, the vaccine might take 2 years to be able to be certified for human use. And then also the government that we are in, we are unlucky that our government is unable to give us a stimulus package, so that even in the event that we are home, then we do not suffer immense financial difficulties during this season. So in the event of all these things, then we have no choice but to figure out how do we move our businesses forward. And all the sectors have been impacted. May it be sales, may it be marketing, may it be accounting, may it be IT, may it be strategy and leadership. All of our sectors have been impacted by the current situation. So in that regard, today we will be talking about leveraging on cloud, especially in the accounting profession, so that we present to you the solution that you can use in your organization so that you're able to move forward in your accounting profession or in your finance reporting profession in your organization going forward. So then the question is, why cloud? Why cloud? Because number one, it is accessible from all parts of the globe. All you need is an internet connection. And an internet connection at this time and age, it's no longer a luxury as it used to be a few years back. Right now, we all need an internet connection to be able to move forward with our lives. You can be able to access your accounting software, whether you're having an iOS platform, whether you're having a web platform, whether you're having a cloud platform, whether you're having a Windows platform. Therefore, you not being able to access your office at this period, then it becomes a non-issue. And the second point as to why we should focus on cloud is that we're able to have multi-access, meaning you do not have to log out so that another person is able to log in. You can be able to log in at the same time as your colleagues, as your directors, as your donors, as your partners. We are all able to use the system collaboratively so that we are able to achieve a shared objective. And then document management, we do not need to have a destined archive room whereby we store our documentation. We can always use the cloud to be able to store our documents so that we can be able to retrieve them as and when we deem fit. Also scalability. The bigger your organization is, you can also be able to scale the software so that it's able to accommodate the needs of your organization, whether may it be a limited company, may it be a non-profit organization, or where it be a limited company. So based on what we will be talking here today, we want to introduce to you a software, a cloud accounting software, namely called Xero. So we are going to use this session to just look through Zero and be able to see why this particular software. But before I now dive into the Zero accounting software, I'm going to randomly choose members of the session so that they can be able to talk to us and just tell us, during this situation, what accounting system probably are they using, what challenges are they facing at this moment in time, and even what are the strongholds, the strengths of the current systems they're using, and what are they expecting from a cloud accounting software. So I'll dive into the participants. So probably we can start with Clifford Ochieng. So Clifford Ochieng, maybe you could talk to us.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, Clifford, welcome.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I've just joined. I was in another meeting. I just joined. I think I'll just introduce myself and give my insights as we go by. So you can just go to the next person.
Okay.
But I'm here with you.
Fine. Kago Mungai. Kago Mungai.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Absolutely. Welcome.
Okay, thank you. Maybe you can go on, then I'll give out my suggestion after understanding. I came late in the meeting.
Okay. Maybe Susan, could you please talk to us and just tell us what are the challenges you're facing with this current situation? What are the strengths of your current accounting system? What are the weaknesses? And what do you want to see moving forward?
Hello.
Hello, yes,
Hi.
Susan.
Hi. Currently, I'm using Zero, and so far so good. Everything is fine, and one of the benefits of using Zero is that I can conveniently work from home, and yes, that's much that I can say as of now.
Okay. So I think as the rest of the people are able to organize themselves, we can move forward and just delve into this accounting system. What are its strengths, and why should you aspire to move into this cloud accounting solution? So we start with why Zero. Why Zero? So one, in this day and age, you cannot afford to have a standalone software. You need to be able to integrate your softwares, your accounting softwares with your banking platforms, with your M-Pesa platforms, with your payment platforms, with your customer relationship management platforms, with your human resource platform. And so with that in mind, then the system has been designed to have a very seamless integration with any cloud accounting software that you may have in your organization, be it via HR software, be it via online banking solution, be it via M-Pesa platform, be it via operational system or manufacturing system if you're from a manufacturing company. And then number two, this software is fully tested and developed. It has been in the market for the last 10, 15 years. It is a very popular software in the West, in Europe and America and Asia. But then also in Africa, we have seen a significant uptake of the software. Even in Uganda, I can see some people from Uganda have joined the meeting. So it can be used wherever you are, be it Uganda, be it Kenya, be it Tanzania, be it Rwanda, be it in the West, be it in America. And then it has a user-friendly and interactive interface. And then also, as we talked about, it is multi-user. So what are you looking for? What are you looking for in an accounting software, and what does Zero give you? one, we have a dashboard and reporting and analytical platform. This is where you're able to get your business performance reports. You're able to, from a click of a button, you're able to derive what are your net profit margins, what are your gross profit margins, what are your debt ratios, yeah, what are your liquidity ratios, yeah, what are your capital, what is your capital, and how does that relate to your debt? So you're able to get those kind of reports at a click of a button. You're able to get those analytics complete with comparatives of whatever period that you're looking to observe. Then the second thing that in reporting and analytics, you're able to get custom management reports, because it's based on our experience, management reports seem to become one of the challenges that directors go through in organizations. They're not able to obtain their report, and as such, they're not able to make real-time decisions that are very strategic to the moving forward of the organization. So you no longer need to have to download your reporting in Excel and then customize that for yourself. The system already has a customized management report template, which you can just be able, that loads your information from your accounting software. All you need is to download it in all formats, be it Excel, be it PDF, be it Google Drive. So you're able to export that into that platform and present it to your directors. And then it also gives you executive summary reports. These are reports that are mostly very important to directors, because from a click of a button, they're able to see what is their cash position. How much money do they have in the bank? How much collections were done in the within a specified period of time? How much is outstanding? They're also able to see what is the profitability position of the organization, and as well, what is the business performance? What are the debtor turnover days, and what are the creditor turnover days? That information is very useful to directors, because then it informs them whether the company is going to face cash flow problems or not. Also, the software has an inbuilt fixed asset management module, because we noted that most companies, they have a separate Excel sheet that they use to just manage their fixed assets. And so if you ask them what a fixed asset does the company have at this moment in time, they just go back to the Excel, and most often it's not even up to date. So the software gives you a fixed asset management module, whereby you're able to generate your depreciation schedules, you're able to do your disposal and additions into the system. It's able to capture the details of your serial numbers, etc. You're also able to put in your tagging numbers, so that if you have tagged your fixed assets, you just need to input into the system your tagging numbers, either manually or through a software, or the software that you used in your fixed asset tagging. And then also, for very key and important, the system has an inbuilt budget manager, whereby you're able to input your annual budget, your quarterly budget, your half-year budget, and at the same time, you're able to get real-time budget variance reports. So how much have you deviated from your budget, including in percentages, and is it an increase or a decrease? So the system is able to give you very good analytics on the variation that you have, the deviation that you have been able to have from your budget at the end of any period, be it be a quarterly budget, be it be a half-year budget, be it be an annual budget. Also, something else, there's something we call customer management. Customer management is no longer something that is just preserved of the sales and marketing department. Everyone in the organization needs to be able to have customer management, customer data, because then it's important on all the sectors of all the departments across a company. For example, in the accounting department, you're able to know what is my turnover of collections, yeah? What is my turnover of payments, yeah? You're able to get what is the contact data of this customer, what are their emails, and this information is very important, because the system has been configured to be able to automatically send emails to your clients in regards to invoices. So you don't have to download and send an invoice. The system automatically is able to send an invoice to your contact, It's able to automatically send statements to your contact. It's able to automatically send payment reminders. So you don't have to take a phone and call people. Hello, why haven't you paid? So you can automatically share with them the payment reminders. So all you have to do now is just follow up the exceptional cases of your uncollected debt. Also, it's able to do something we call document management. This refers to a file library. This is because the system also has something we call an expense manager. What is an expense manager? You can be able to send a PDF bill. The system is able to read the invoice, the details into your invoice sent or bill sent. It's able now to remove the details such as the date, the contact, the amount. It's able to populate that into your bill or invoice in the system, and then it's able to, all you have to do is look at the information and approve. This makes the manual input of data a thing of the past, because now we need to focus our attentions to more important things such as financial reporting, such as cash flow management, such as analytics, more strategic functionalities other than data entry. Also, I had talked about the open API and integration with other platforms, and then also something we call security. What is security? Security is, one, you have unlimited users in the system, so you don't have to share passwords. And then there's something we call two-step authentication. Two-step authentication is the kind of login that you use in your banking platform, such that if you put your password, they send a secret code to your mobile, and then from the mobile, you're able to now put in that secret code, and then it's able to allow you into the system. Also, there's something we call an audit trail. It keeps a record of who logged in, what time, what exactly did they do in the system. Also, it has log periods. If you do not, if you're not able to perform specific tasks within a given time, or you are idle, there's some idle time in the system automatically locks you off so that you're able to log in again. This ensures that if you leave your desk or your method of logging into the system, someone else cannot come and then access the system using your credentials. Also, there's data encryption, whereby it's end-to-end, meaning your data is very secure from hackers and from phishing softwares. Also, multi-currency. This is whereby the system is able to accept all the currencies on the globe, be it euros, be it Japanese yen, be it the Swedish kronas, be it the Sudanese dollars, be it the Somali currency. The system has already been configured to accept these currencies. Also, the system also is able to draw the exchange rates from XE, as well as allow you to put your own individual rates that your organization has already agreed upon, fixed rates for a specific amount of time. So we have had 700 plus integrations with apps. These are point of sale apps. These are expense management apps. These are hotel management or property management apps. These are professional services apps, meaning for medical practitioners, for dentists. So we have already achieved 700 plus integrations. Even payment platforms such as Jumbo Pay, we've been able to integrate with such platforms. So before I conclude, probably even at the beginning of the year, most people, for a lot of organizations, cloud was one of the agendas on their strategic plans. Yeah, it was an agenda in the strategic plan, such that probably most organizations had envisioned to be able to move their operations on cloud within probably the next 5 years. However, due to this COVID situation, it has necessitated that cloud is no longer a futuristic agenda on your strategy. It is now something that you need to implement now. Otherwise, your business is going to halt at an instant whereby you only have yourself to rely on. So it had been predicted at about 60% of organizations will use cloud services by 2022, according to the research by Gartner. It estimated that 30 of the organization had already documented a cloud strategy. However, the future came to us sooner than we had expected. So in the midst of this unprecedented situation, then we are able to, in this unprecedented situation, then we are able to see the silver lining. And the silver lining is that we can be able to work from any point in time. We are able to save on costs. We are able to be productive. We are able to have team coordination in a period where unprecedented things are going down in history. So thank you so much, team. I think I'll call upon Thomas to take us through the Q&As for the session, and then we can proceed to the next section.
Thank you, Charity, for that insightful piece of session. Some questions have been rolling in, and you may have actually touched on some of them and answered them, but basically ask them so that you then can just clarify in some of those questions. And if you're there listening and you have a question, then you can still queue it in, or we'll also give you an opportunity to ask it before we move on into the next session. So one of the questions is, what is my investment in IT infrastructure? Accounting systems are not run out of certain platforms. What kind of servers may I need, or computers? So what is my IT investment for my organization if I was to take up Xero as an accounting system for me? Charity, we can't hear you.
So the thing is, what is your IT investment?
Yes, that's the question. What is your IT investment?
With regard to cloud accounting.
Yes.
So does the software require a server? No. Does the software require a dedicated in-house support, IT support person? No. All you need is a web browser, be it on your laptop, be it on your Windows platform, be it on your Android platform, be it on your iOS platform. All you need is a web browser. And then the system uses a subscription model to be able to offer you support and cloud hosting services, yeah, as well as updates. And the cost is very friendly, because then your subscription cost is merely $43. $43 for multi-currency software and $33 for a single currency organization. That is your constant subscription rates,
Okay,
or your investment for that matter.
The next question is, what does the security of my data look like? How do I go about backing up my data and making sure that it is secure in this software that I don't house in-house?
So how secure is your data? How secure is your data? So for the $43, what you get is cloud hosting, world-class cloud hosting and encryption support. Yeah. So the software is a New Zealand, public organization that uses high-end data encryption methods, and has hosted the software in various parts of the globe, in such a manner such that if one server is not doing, automatically you're pushed to the next server. Because we also have users of the system. I've heard we have users in the system amongst us. After this, I think I can give them a chance to be able to maybe also speak on what is their experiences with regards to data and accessibility of data for the 4-5 years they've been using the software.
So Charity, what you're saying is that when using Zero, we don't have to back up our data. We don't have to write our data on CDs and put it away in places.
Backed up.
Okay. Another question is, accountants are basically dragged down by a lot of paperwork. Accountants are known for papers and filing. Papers and filing. How will Zero help me manage this whole paperwork business? Will my paperwork remain the same? Will the number of the files on my desk in my office remain the same? Or how will Zero come in and change this for me?
So this is now the beauty of cloud solutions. The beauty of cloud solution is that it is converting your office from a full of paper office to a paperless office. Because then you're able to have, we have already talked about the document management, module of this accounting system, such that you do not need to have manual files in your office for your financial data. You can always use the document manager that is already available to you in the system. And with that with that document management module, you're able to seamlessly derive your information from the document management module into your accounting system at a click of a button, yeah? Without printing, without paperwork, without, you can also be able to share information from the document management system all across the members that consume your information in the organization, and that is a seamless operation.
So Charity, are you saying that if I'm on Zero and my suppliers can email me invoices and I can receive them, then I can actually upload them into Zero and I do not have to keep or receive physical documents?
Absolutely. In fact, now Zero has even used the blockchain technology, whereby other users of Zero can directly send information into your accounting system. All you have to do is approve, and automatically it has already been entered into the system. It's called the Zero Network Key.
Okay, also tell us, if I'm running an organization where I have field staff, I have people all over the country, they're running projects and they're doing stuff, and they have to submit expense reports on a periodic basis. They need reimbursements. We need to pay them, but they don't get to come back to the office very often to be able to account for these floats that they have. How can Zero help us in that area?
So in that instance, what happens is that the people in the field are able to log in into a platform. They're able to submit their requests. They're able to populate. You're able to approve when you're in the office. You're able to approve when you're in the office, and then you're able to disburse money directly to their M-Pesa.
Okay, sorry for that. One more question, then we can open it up to others. If I'm running a regional setup, we have offices in Uganda, we have offices in Tanzania, we have offices in Southern Sudan. How can we integrate this accounting? How can I manage accounting as the finance manager from the head office here in Nairobi and be in control of what is happening from a financial perspective in those regional offices?
If you have a regional presence, you're able to have you're able to see all your organizations, and you're able to seamlessly switch from one organization to another. So we set up for you different organizations in one portal, whereby if you're in Tanzania, we're able to set up for you, and you're able to have your chart of accounts for Tanzania, your tax rate for Tanzania, and also the Kenyan platform, whereby you're able to have your different tax rates that are Kenyan tax rates, as well as the Ugandan tax rates. And then if you're the finance director or the finance manager or the CFO, you're able to have a platform whereby you can easily switch from one platform to another. Then you're also able to give rights to your accountants in Tanzania to only be able to have access to the Tanzanian platform. The Kenyan accountants can only access the Kenyan platforms, as well as the Ugandan accountants can only access the Ugandan platform. So you're able to have a master view, a bird's eye view of all that is going through in your finances.
Okay, thank you for that. Somebody's asking the question. You talked about a subscription of $43. Is this a monthly subscription or an annual subscription?
So the 4,300 Kenyan shillings is a monthly subscription to cater for your web hosting, as well as updates, as well as updates, as well as cloud hosting. So that's the monthly subscription. Yeah?
Okay. Something else. Can Zero support HR? Payroll.
So for the HR aspect, my colleague will take you through our extension of the HR platform, because then on the HR side, we have much more functionalities that I have not spoken about when I am going through the accounting side of the application.
Okay, so we can hang on for that. One more question is, can Zero Accounting support community microfinance initiatives? This is where you have people running projects in the field, and you need to support them from an accounting or finance perspective?
Absolutely, we are able to support, to be able to, because all we need to do is configure a different chart of accounts for the community-based microfinance, and then we're able to run with that. Yeah. So the system is customizable in all aspects, including chart of accounts.
How are you?
We're able to customize the software to be able to suit your specific organization.
Okay. And apart from the subscription fees, is there any other? Apart from the subscription fees, is there any other cost that is involved?
Absolutely. We're only going to charge you a one-off training, initial setup, implementation, and training fee. Yeah. And then consequently, you're just going to pay an annual subscription in the event that you have you need training for any turnover of previous accountants.
Okay. So any other question before I invite Jackie to walk us through the extension, the HR part of it?
I can see someone is asking whether the subscription is uniform or it depends on the size of the organization or the company. So our subscription model is does your organization need a multi-currency platform or a single currency platform? In the event that you need a multi-currency platform, whether your organization is huge or small, we charge you $43. If you need a single currency platform, then we charge you $33.
Okay, thank you for those insights, Charity. The chat box remains open for everyone to keep putting in questions. At this juncture, I'd like to invite Jacqueline. She'll introduce herself and she'll take us through the HR side of things with what we do, and we'll then have another question and answer session at the back end of that session. Welcome, Jackie.
Hello and welcome everyone.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second bit of today's webinar. My name is Jackie from Ronald's LLP in the BPR and Innovation Department. And we are going to be talking about how the human resource functionality in our organizations has been affected by this COVID-19 pandemic. So I think you'll all agree with me that HR plays a very strategic role when it comes to managing people, the work environment, and basically the organizational culture. So I think we'll delve right ahead to the impact of the lockdown on the human resource functionality. So you'll agree with me that we have an impending risk of non-compliance due to the limited movement of people. So say you have a desktop payroll software and you are unable to access your office. Yeah, we're going to face delayed payroll approvals, delayed payroll processing. We also have an impending risk of non-compliance. Yeah, which will lead to penalties and accrued interest, which is not exactly where we are planning to channel our money at this particular time. Yeah, we also have the inability to manage leave, or basically track leave days. Yeah, in a process where in a situation where leave needs to be approved and to be authorized by certain people in an organization, you'll agree with me that a lot of people are going on unapproved leaves, which actually counts as absenteeism at work, which actually counts as absenteeism at work and has a direct effect on your bottom line, because this is the time to optimize your workforce. Yeah, so I think we are providing a cloud solution for the same. I believe my colleague has already mentioned why we are so inclined to the cloud platforms and the simple solutions at that. She's talked about scalability. She's talked about global accessibility. Yeah, she's also talked about security. So I'll also be talking about the impact of cloud in the HR functionality of the firm. So our cloud solution is our cloud solution is Wingubox. It's basically a payroll management and leave management platform that you're going to look at in a short while. Yeah, I don't know whether we can get people to tell us how they are managing their payroll at this particular time. Yeah. Maybe someone, Meshach. Hello, Meshach. Meshach, are you here? Any challenges you're experiencing?
Meshach is muted.
Okay. Sandra can probably just point out any challenges she's having, or probably how they're just managing their payroll at this particular time. Sandra, are you on? Yeah. So I think she's also muted, or she's not on at the moment. So I think I'll just go back to the presentation, and I'll proceed to explain the Wingubox features, the payroll management features, the leave management features, and also a very important features, and also a very important functionality, which is the employee self-service functionality. Yeah.
So among the payroll management functionalities, we have employee management. And under employee management, this is where you're able to manage multiple employment types. So be it consultants, secondary employees, regular employees, casuals, the system is able to accommodate all this. And then we also have a document repository for employees. So this is where you get to upload people's CVs, you get to upload their passports, you get to upload disciplinary forms, you get to upload their resumes, rather than having a storage space in your office, rather than having a storage space in your office that basically takes up unnecessary space. Well, the cloud storage is unlimited and you're not charged for. You're also able to manage employee contracts. They can be fixed or they can be open-ended. You also have, it also accommodates, allows you to manage employees by region or by branch, basically based on probably how you want to pay your employees, or you just want to track your payroll costs per region or per branch. The system allows for that. Yeah. Something else is the payroll, the attendance management. This is where you want to manage people's overtime. This is where you want to manage people's absenteeism and also obtain reports on that. So it's important to note that this system allows you to upload an attendance sheet, an Excel attendance sheet, and can also connect to a recommended biometric cloud system so that it can track your attendance real time. Yeah, you'll agree with me that this is not the time for people to be absent at work. Yeah, so the system will give you attendance management reports, and you're able to come up with the best practices to optimize your workforce and also make cost-effective decisions on labor management. Yeah. So the other bit is payroll processing. So we have multi-currency payroll processing. Yeah, so it allows for Ugandan shillings, it allows for USD, it allows for euros, and you're also able to obtain reports based on the current the currency that you wish to obtain them in. We also have mass emailing. So this is where you are also able to bulk email pay slips, yeah, which I think is less time consuming. It is also very, very convenient for the HR department. We also have assorted salary payment format. This is where the system has configured the payment formats, has configured in it the payment format accepted by Kenyan banks. So say you give your net pay report to Barclays in a certain format, or you give your net pay report to Equity in a certain format. Those formats are already configured in the system, and you're able to quickly just by a click of a button, download your net pay report and submit it to the bank. So the other functionality under payroll management is reporting and analytics. Yeah. So in the system, you're able to obtain a very wide array of reports. You're able to obtain statutory reports, payroll reports, custom reports. You're also able to obtain variance reports. So under statutory reports, you're able to obtain the P9, the P10 reports, the NHIF and NSSF byproducts that during filing, you're actually able to upload directly onto the NHIF and NSSF portal, right onto iTax, which is very less time consuming for HR and the finance departments. Yeah, and then also you're also able to get monthly master rolls for reference and custom reports, just in case you want to see a specific report. Say you want to view a bonus report, or you want to view the loan report, or you want to view the basic pay report or NHIF report or NSSF report for the month, you're able to customize to one column and view the report as you wish. Something else I'll also mention is the system also has variance reports. So a variance report basically just shows the difference between the payroll for this month and the other month. So you'll find that there are directors that have fully delegated the payroll processing function to either the finance team or the HR team. So what they need to do at the end of the month is just come and extract a variance report and see salaries that have gone up and down, and maybe they're able to follow up why. So it's just a check and control measure for that, for departments in an organization. So the next thing we are going to go into is leave management. And I'm just going to give an example of our firm here at Ronald's LLP. I'm going to just take you through steps that I go through if I want to apply for leave. Yeah. So basically, something I should have mentioned is that this system is, of course, available on web on any Android or iOS device. Yeah. So I just tend to pick my phone and log into the system, and I'm able to see my leave balance. I'm able to see if I am eligible for leave. I'm able to see my colleagues that are on leave. Yeah. And then in the case that I'm applying, say, for sick leave, I'm able to give my commentaries, and I'm also able to upload supporting documentation. So it also supports a workflow process whereby my senior is given an email notification, and then he or she is able to accept or decline the notification, accept or decline my application, giving reasons why probably I'm not eligible to go for leave. Yeah. And then after her, probably should be approved by HR and probably the partners. Yeah. So it's a very seamless process. So basically what it does, it allows for convenience, less time consumption. I also don't have to walk around with forms in the office looking for people to stamp my forms, people to sign my forms for me. Yeah, it's a very seamless process. I can do it from the comfort of my house. Yeah. So under leave management, you'll also get leave reports. Yeah. The leave reports basically say who is eligible for leave, who is not eligible for leave. Your leave logs, to see your leave balance. Yeah, because you'll agree with me that people are in the negatives in terms of leave, and leave is a very important thing to be tracked by HR, because like I said, we are trying to optimize the workforce. Yeah, and it has a direct effect to our bottom line if people will be going for an approved and basically it's absenteeism and still get paid at the end of the month. Yeah. So that is it on leave management. I'll go to the last bit, which is employee self-service, which is basically what I've described, but what else can you access under employee self-service in the Wingubox platform? Yeah. So what you can do, you can fill in your overtime hours in case you're paid for overtime. You can fill in your overtime hours and submit them for approval. You can also view your payroll reports. You can download your pay slips. You can download your P9 reports, because we again do not want to struggle with people in June. Yeah. You can also edit your personal details in case your account number or your ID number is captured wrongly. You're able to change that. Yeah. You can also apply for leave, and like I said, you're also able to apply for leave and attach supporting documentation. Something else that is very important, you're also able to apply for salary advance, and because it has an enabled workflow process, you're able to, it's going to be approved, and then you'll get an email-based notification for people accepting or declining your application. Yeah. So basically, what I think you're saying is that cloud has enabled agility in the workplace. It has also enabled, we've also seen remarkable productivity gains. Yeah, data security has also been enhanced. Yeah, and people have now shifted to more advisory roles rather than data processing roles. Yeah. So what you're saying is basically technology is inevitable, and technology just makes way for more technology. Yeah. So I think it's time to get on board, because I think we can all agree that cloud is no longer a disruption. Yeah. Rather, it is the expected approach. Yeah. I think I'll halt there and welcome Mr. Thomas to take in questions. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jackie, for that very insightful session. I think the first question is, payroll is a very sensitive piece of information. So what is the approval process in Wingubox? How secure is our payroll in Wingubox? How do we approve it?
So I think the question is, what is the workflow process when it comes to applying for leave and basically the approval process? I got you right?
Yes.
Okay. So like I said, you have an employee self-portal. Yeah. This system allows for an employee self-portal. So you just log into your portal and you'll see whether you're eligible for leave or whether you're not eligible for leave. And then you'll be able to just apply for leave, give your reasons or not, and then submit your application. The next person in hierarchy, or your senior, or whoever is supposed to approve your leave, will get an email-based notification. Yeah? And then they'll go ahead to approve or decline your leave. And then when they do, you will get a notification yourself. Yeah? So I think...
Okay. Yes, then also tell us, how does this software, Wingubox, how does it link up to Zero? What's the relationship? How do the two converge?
Okay. So the beauty about these cloud platforms is they have an open API. What that means is people can create applications around the main applications around the system that can be able to access the main system information. So Wingubox has an open API. Yeah. Zero also does have an open API, and we have managed to integrate the two so that it's a seamless transfer of information between the two.
So Jackie, does that mean that once you process your data in Wingubox, Zero then is able to read the data through that? You don't need to key it in manually into Zero?
Absolutely. So once you enter your information in Wingubox, it seamlessly syncs with Zero, and you're able to not manually have to enter the information on Zero.
Okay, good. Then Joshua is asking a question, and he's asking, is the subscription of $43 for Zero inclusive of Wingubox?
To answer him, thank you for that question. To answer him is no. These are two different platforms, and each of them has their own subscription. So the Wingubox subscription is different, the Zero subscription is different.
Okay. So you can be able to share that directly. Okay, we are open to some more questions. You can either put in the chat box, or right now you can ask directly, and Jackie and Charity will answer your questions to the best of their ability. So you have the next few moments to ask any questions to the ladies. Another question, Jackie. Another question is how do you go? How easy is it to change tax rates in Wingubox when changes happen in the tax system?
I'd like to answer that question. The tax rates are automatically updated without necessarily they are automatically updated from source. So you don't have to manually configure them yourself.
So I think the question was,
if the tax rates change, the system automatically also changes without any human intervention from the user's end.
So who actually then changes those? Like now we had some changes that came in the recent finance bill, the measures for COVID. So for those using Wingubox, I mean, how did the rates move from what was there to what is currently now the new paying rates?
We automatically actioned that ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's the users.
You do it centrally for all the users.
Yes. Yes.
Another question is, we have a regional office and we have staff who are paid in 2 different countries, and therefore we use 2 different sets of tax rates. Are we able to process this payroll on the same subscription of Wingubox?
The answer to that is no, because the sets of employees are in different tax regimes. So that will be, so they will need to have 2 separate platforms for the same.
Okay, so it means different offices under different regimes require a subscription each.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions from the participants? And we were also waiting for someone to share with us their experience of using Wingubox. Any of our participants who is on Wingubox and can share with us an experience of how it has been for them?
Hi, Thomas. This is Ivy speaking.
Yes, Ivy.
I'm actually a user of Wingubox for the past 1 year.
Okay.
And during this situation that we are facing, we have managed to actually seamlessly use Wingubox in terms of generating the payslips, processing payrolls remotely without necessarily having to even visit the office or even speaking to HR about who has attended, who has given in their catalogs in terms of attendance or during the month. So we have managed to actually process payroll with the data that is in Wingubox. We have managed to file even the returns from the system and obtain Excel sheets that I think were the Excel sheets that we have able to upload to the various tax platforms in terms of filing and make payments promptly. Yeah. So I highly commend Wingubox in that regard.
Thanks, Ivy, for that, sharing that experience. Yeah, right now we have a lot of people who, even in the difficult situation, have to go to the office to physically process payroll at the close of the month. but it is very good to hear that you're able to do this totally remotely. And employees also who need to input anything into it, say leave or anything, can actually go in also remotely and do that. I think before another question is, I want to take us back on the chat box. There's a question that goes back to Zero, and there's a question that we did not answer, which came in after we'd gotten into the second half of the session. And the question was, if we have a group of companies, do we have to subscribe to Zero for each company? I think Charity, you can take that.
Okay, so if you have different companies, you have to subscribe differently, also because of the different tax regimes, because different tax regimes have different tax regulations, have different VAT regulations. So you have to use different, a different portal. You have to have a different account for each of these organizations that are in different tax jurisdictions. Yes.
So basically what you're saying is for each entity will require a subscription.
Absolutely, if it is in a different tax regime as the mother company. But if the company is in Kenya, but it has branches in Kisumu, Mombasa, Turkana, that are in the same tax regime of Kenya, you don't need a different account. You can use the same account.
Okay, as long as they are just functions or departments of the same organization.
Or in different locations or offices, regional offices. So maybe,
yep.
I think I have seen, maybe I can request Amina from Uganda to talk to us about their experience with Zero. Yeah. And how they've been able to access, to use the system for the different countries that their organization has offices. So Amina.
Yes, Charity.
Welcome.
Hi, everyone.
Yes, we're fine,
thank you. My name is Amina. I'm currently in Kampala, Uganda. I work for Rocket Products Limited. It has different entities. They are not specifically branches, but they are independent companies in Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, and Mauritius. So perhaps we subscribe differently because we have different tax regimes in all those countries. My experience with Zero, it is amazing, because the first time we used Zero, we are from QuickBooks, the desktop version, not even the one that's online. So it has been very, very helpful. Everything is online. You can log in from everywhere. We have different users. Our boss, Tyler, can log in using his phone. It has helped him so much with expense claims and short reports. Wherever he may be, he can log in. And we have different users. For example, the procurement team, they can load LPOs, then I can approve later. Maybe even bookkeepers, like maybe in Tanzania, people can enter expenses, then maybe accountant, I can view and approve them and see if everything is okay. So we've had a very good time with Zero. Although for Wingubox, it has been majorly in Kenya, but I haven't used it. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't used Wingubox, but according to how the lady has explained, I see it's a very good software. I'm looking forward to using it as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Amina. I think everyone can, I think it is important for the participants to be able to hear an actual client's testimonial on the system, you know, so that they get assurance that the system actually works and it works as intended. So then I'll just push the ball back to Thomas. so that probably then we can wrap up. I think also we didn't get to, we also didn't get to identify the organizations that have joined us today. So maybe Thomas can take it up and conclude.
Okay, thanks, Charity. There's a question there from Nancy, but I think that one you need to take offline. It has nothing to do with the system, but the technical question on how to handle some tax matter. So Nancy, somebody will reach out to you in regard to that question and just give you a solution around that. We have another question that has come in. Does the software contain a package for performance management? Jackie, that's addressed to you. Does Wingubox have software for performance management?
So the Wingubox application has the larger HRM module. So it has a comprehensive HRM module and then a less comprehensive one where we do leave management and payroll processing. So in the HRM module, you're able to do performance management and even recruitment. Yeah. So the HRM module is more detailed. It's a comprehensive HRM software.
Okay, thanks for that, Charity. Betty, I hope that is clear, that in the wider module that you're able then to have some HRM management, some performance management too. At this time, what we'd like to do is, with no more questions, I'd just like to say thank you to everybody who has taken time to come in and be with us this morning. We totally appreciate your time and we value it. And we are open for you to reach out to us. Jackie will put up the contacts on the slides that she was sharing at the bottom there. And through those numbers, you can reach out to us as Ronald's LLP, and we'll be happy to reach out to you and offer you solutions that then will be able to meet your need. At this moment, I'd also like to recognize our managing partner, Ronald, who is with us on this call. And I'd just like to invite him to make some closing remarks before we say bye. Ronald, welcome.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Jackie and Charity, for a brilliant presentation that you have made this morning. Actually, even for me as a partner, sometimes I have to always learn the nitty-gritties of those applications through this presentation, and it's been a very remarkable moment for me. Maybe, I don't know if we have contacts, like we had Nancy who had asked a question. I don't know if we have her emails. Thomas, did you get her emails and her phone number so that we can reply to her comprehensively?
Yes, we're actually in the process of just picking up all that. So we will have that before the end of this call.
So maybe Nancy, I don't know if you can share with us the email contact and the phone. But I think she's asked a very good question. I don't know if there's anybody from the tax team who can answer that question before we close. Do I have Dennis or Peter or somebody in the tax team? Dennis, Peter, or Erastus? Okay, none of them is here now, but I believe that is a very good question. She will be answered by the tax team. Any comments from the attendants? Samuel Kilazi, do you want to say something? You must be from Uganda. That's not a Kenyan name.
Hey, I'm not from Uganda.
Oh, okay.
I'm not from Uganda. I'm Kenyan, bro.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
You have any comment?
Yeah, well, mine is to just say thank you. Though I just came in late.
Yes.
I'm looking forward for probably future engagements from you guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Meshak?
Bado mnacheka. Nimeingia na kutoka namaliza. Ingine hii.
Meshak, you have something to say?
Mimi
Okay, Meshak must have not gotten me. He's on mute. Maybe my good friend Sam. How are you, Sam? It's good to see you. Sam Agutu.
Yeah, I'm fine, sir.
Hello.
Hey, Sam. Hello, Sam.
Yes, Ronald, how are you?
I'm okay.
Well, thank you for the excellent, you and your team for the excellent presentation. I think there's, this is really timely for the COVID period where we are all working from home. Those of us who are still on QuickBooks
Yes.
really need to upgrade because, you know, the social distancing means that we really have to stay very far from the office. So we will be in touch. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I can see Anne. I don't know if she has left the and in your case she must have left. Okay. Otherwise, thank you so much for everybody who chose to be with us during this webinar. We'll keep your contact and continue maybe informing you any other time we have such kind of conversations so that you can use this information to make your business much better and more professional, especially in light of the global changes. As Thomas introduced us, we are not your ordinary accounting firm. Ronald's LLP is a modern professionals firm that helps you in the transformation process, and will be able to provide you services with regards to audit, tax, systems implementation, systems audit, internal audit, and risk, and other professional services that you might need, like company secretarial and corporate legal. Thank you so much, everybody who attended this forum. We look forward to seeing you again. God bless you so much and have a blessed afternoon. Thank you.